Well, this gave me flashbacks to when Jason and Amanda walked out here.
Oh, yeah.
Remember in like the
music?
Yeah,
Hey.
Only road. Walk alone.
Okay, ready? Smile. We'll take some out here and then some.
King and queen.
Yeah.
Look at Katie.
There you go.
Hey.
You got it. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Go dance.
Nice, Stevie's background. Wait. Oh, the gals. Indian dancing again.
Again?
Indian dancing again.
Okay.
You ready?
Do it.
We all can even
Sorry.
You're good. Nice. Look at see what? Where's this reaction for you?
I did it. I said.
Josh, this is good.
Thanks. Huh?
I didn't take the disposable.
Oh, Lorin again.
Lauren, you look so good. Thank you.
So Jasmine.
Thank you, guys.
Real quick.
Well, did you notice it right when you looked at me?
What happened?
You're lying again.
Wait, what happened?
So what do I do? Do you have cover up? Hello.
Hey, CZ. Huh? Oh yeah, sorry.
Something in?
Yeah.
Stunning. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mega fan.
man.
Ready? Alright. Alright, 1, 2. Here, can you move it a little bit closer? There you go. 1, 2, 3. Look at his ankle. Look at mom.
Oh, the baby. So cute. Yeah,
Thank you.
She looks so cute.
Look at this dress.
Hey, you're so pretty.
Oh, she got to enjoy all the festivities. Okay, you make it look. Oh, we're just. I want Luca to meet Luca. No, I was like.
Oh, yeah.
Hello? Yeah. I know. You know, some video. Yeah. Katie, do you mind if we get a photo?
Oh, my nose got sunburned? I don't know, it looks a little red. Look like Rudolph. Anyways, back here on SHV, the engagement part, or not engagement party, rehearsal. What is this called? This is a rehearsal dinner? But it's not, we're not rehearsing, it's just a dinner. Dinner before. The dinner the night before. Everybody's here. I should have worn Indian, but there was a little mishap with my order. It didn't look good. It looked like a dress on me. This guy looks great though, look at that. Maybe this, I've worn Indian before. This is time for the others to embrace our culture.
Yeah.
Like all the non-Indians.
In my turn.
Looks this good too though. I was saying how like most of the people that are wearing Indian aren't actually Indian.
You gotta use legs.
But you guys, Lick. Yeah. Like Alex. Lick. Yeah. But only we can call it. No, I'm kidding.
I think we got it.
That's good. I know. I wish I ordered one like you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Cause like I didn't like the.
It's like casual enough where it's not like.
But you're saying
super
it's
Indian, but-
Indian, right? Or no, yours is different.
People who wouldn't know would think it's Indian, but it's just American.
I know. It looks good though. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah, there he is. See? Oh, he's wearing a scarf though.
Traditional American.
So I just get a scarf. Yeah. What's up, guys? You guys look great. Oh, they know who you are. The fans know. Yeah. The fans. Oh, I thought you were in Sevilla. Oh, dang it.
Say hi, SHV.
Say, Josh and Lowe's engagement party. Oh, not engagement party. I keep doing that. Rehearsal dinner. It's even, we're not rehearsing anything. We're just having dinner. So just dinner. Josh and Lowe's dinner. Wedding tomorrow. Can't believe it's happening. Little Boonch getting married. I'm monologuing, that's all. What's going on?
We're back here on CV's Home Videos for Josh and Lauren's.
Did you have to think about what you were recording for? Because you've been recording for so many different things. That wasn't a shot at you. Why are you?
Why don't you just tell us how
Why
you really
the
feel?
defensiveness?
Beautiful. 3, 2, 1.
Where did John go?
Hey, I could do that. It could. If I did, it was the Lord's plan.
Don't rebuke a baby.
Alright. Squeeze.
Yeah, what's up? Mega high. Look at that.
Are they in the middle? Maybe. I know, I don't want to block them. I know, I just see them here. Okay, wait, I can't see Charles a little bit. Sorry.
Am I in your shot?
No, you're good. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Happy wedding day! Okay. Go on, get close.
So, we're different tracks. So,
Got it? Okay. Cheese.
What?
It's fine. He's not in it. He's not in the shot.
What do you think this is? Your wedding?
Yeah, Z, I get married.
3, 2, 1. Cheese.
Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous, guys.
I can't see your teeth. Cheese. Okay, we're starting.
Right there. Where am I going, bro? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much.
Just wanted to say a welcome. I'm going to have Jason pray over the evening and the food, and then we can just carry our plates in. And I've got all the food laid out for you guys. If you haven't sampled Indian food, welcome. There's all some spicy, some non-spicy, so sample everything. And then if you like it, go back. Okay? Okay, thank you so much. And Josh and Will, you want to say something?
Thanks for coming. Yeah. Love you all.
That's a little question. Okay, Jason, want to come forward? Just pray over the evening.
I'm gonna get food now.
Did you guys pan all the kids wearing green?
No.
Hold me over here and then talk to me, you know?
And all the kids with the white shirts. Put them on the table.
There's Lulu. Looking good.
Mommy!
You can cut it from the
Pretty girls. Huh? What'd you say?
You can cut it from the
Really is
Cut
fun to do when they like everyone smiles together and they just like pan across.
Yeah. Really.
Mommy! Yeah! Nice white flowers.
Nice what? Nice white flowers.
Mom, get it.
What are you doing, Z?
I know. I see. Yeah.
What? Solos?
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
That was so nice.
Good job, Lou. That was a good pick. Tomorrow.
Look at our handshake for tomorrow. That's so
Oh, I was expecting that.
Let's do it.
Is your foot
Flare.
Okay, what did you fall on the floor? He did a little.
I know.
If you did hit him with the chop.
Wheeling dealing.
Mine is like really, really light. Yeah. So I think
None of you did your hair up. Except Nick.
I feel like she usually doesn't want big events because it's like out of I feel like especially the baby.
Finally eating? Finally eating?
It's only for the Indian function they can put their hair up. The rest of the time you guys are always on the
Look at making friends.
I know, good.
Did you go to a morning walk?
16 minutes.
No, are you going home?
I had it tied like this, like while he was sleeping, so it would be on my arm, and I'm like, I should have just let it.
Aww.
Such a weekend that's been prayed over and planned for, and so surreal that we're here. Weird, right? Crazy. But for Josh and Lo, words are really important to them, and gathering your people are really important to them. Hence the hefty bridal party weekend that we've just had. But just having everyone together in one space is so important to them, and so this is just beautiful. So we're just gonna have a time where we have a couple people that we asked to share, but we're also gonna kind of transition into like there's no mic, but open mic. And so I think Augustine and Sarah are gonna start us off, and then we'll go back.
August, you look good. Thank you. Good. Well, hello everyone. I'm Augustine. This is my beautiful wife. Yeah. Oh, believe it or not, Sarah Hung is her last name. I met Josh my sophomore year of college. Great first impression, super nice guy. He really talks a lot. First thing I picked up, I was like, wow, this guy can talk. But then as our conversation started to progress, I was like, wow, he's a really sweet dude. He really genuinely cares about me, really wants to get to know me. And I mean, today he's like a brother, and we even fight like brothers. We fought over Mario baseball, and I was right. Like, he still hasn't admitted it, but we'll let that slide. Yeah, Josh has been like a brother to me, someone who I can look up to, and also someone who's like, we can confide in each other. We've been in similar steps in life together. And something I just really appreciate about Josh is just how he's always looking to grow. He's always trying to become a better man for God, for Lorin. And he's always, I remember he did the 40-day prayer. He's always trying to pray every day with God. He's always trying to grow. He's like doing sugar fasts. That's intense. He hasn't gone through with that one fully, but I remember he was trying to get better at brushing his teeth. I remember one night, Lorin came up to me. He's like, Augie, please make sure Josh brushes his teeth tonight. For some reason, she really cared about his dental hygiene. But I was like, okay, yes, I'll make sure. So that night, Josh and I were hanging out. We go brush our teeth together like brothers. It's so cute. We're standing in the mirror together, and then we go into bed, different beds. And so, as I'm dozing off, it's like my eyes are closing. I just hear. And I look over. I go, Josh, what are you doing? And he's like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm eating Takis. I was like, this guy does not understand. I was like, this guy does not understand the concept of brushing your teeth. And not only did he eat chips, but it had red dye 40, so his whole mouth was stained with red. But all jokes aside, I love how he's always trying to grow. He's always trying to be a man chasing after God's heart. And I've seen how he's pursuing God. He's pursuing love for it. And he's always someone you can go to for advice. Like anyone can say that you go to him, and he's so wise and so beyond his years. And someone who's so compassionate and caring. And I'm like, I've never met a guy like that. And it's nice to have someone like that on your team, especially a brother and someone who's your age. So really appreciate you, man. I love you. And also Lorin. Lorin at this point is like a sister to me. We always banter. She's always making fun of me, and it hurts my feelings every time. But it's okay. But she's the most loving, passionate, fiery person I've ever met, and it's like that type of love would translate to us, and she's always showing that love to us. And I know she's gonna bring that to their relationship and their marriage for Josh. And I feel really good and confident about their marriage. I know Josh is gonna be someone who's so encouraging, and someone who just really builds up his wife. And I know Lorin will be the same way, so supportive and builds up her husband. And yeah, that's all I got.
For almost something because I'm not as prepared as obviously. And my voice is cracking so much because I was just screaming with high schoolers this whole week. Ignore that, please. Yeah. Well, I'm Jessie, guys. I'm so honored to be standing here celebrating Josh and Lo. They're probably two of my favorite people in my life right now. They're me.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so I'm Caleb. I don't like public speaking, but for Josh and Lorin, you know, it's worth it. I think one story I want to tell kind of shows a lot of Josh's character. You guys know Josh, he's big about first impressions. And I made the worst first impression I could have because I walked right past him, not thinking about something else, and he said hi to me, ignored him, and I kept walking. He did not like me for the longest time. Somehow he came around, but I think that just shows that he is so intentional with people and he really wants to get to know people because, you know, he knew how important I was to Erica, my wife, and he just, you know, he's been friends with her for a long time. He just really wanted to get to know me, and so he would always reach out to me. We'd go get, you know, lunches or coffee or whatever. You know, just working really hard to get to know me and who I was, and even, you know, making sure that I was right for Erica. And I think that just shows that he cares about the people that are in his life. And I think, you know, so does Lorin. And I think that's what makes them such a good couple, is that they put so much effort into all of their friendships, all their relationships, and, you know, they, you know, will do anything for, you know, any of us here. You know, they'll drop anything in a minute to come help you guys. And so I'm really excited to celebrate you guys this weekend, and, you know, I'm super excited to see kind of where God takes you guys.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I am Lorin's older cousin. I'm so happy. We are all so happy and thrilled for the both of you, and you have been such a great addition to our family, and you fit right in there. And it's so exciting as like your cousin and all of our cousins to see, you know, what kind of people we marry and who you're choosing as a person to spend your life with. And we've gotten Chet so far. It's added to the Rodriguez family. And you're a gem. And I love that you give your life, you know, for Lorin, and you're just so sweet and patient. And she compliments you in every single, literally, I don't think she said anything bad about you ever. Like never ever. And it's just so sweet to hear that, you know, our little Lo is in love and about to start a life with a godly man. And it's exciting to have you. I feel like I'm getting, you know, someone new a part of our family. And it's such a great addition to have, you know, extended family. You guys have been so awesome to our family, and I can speak on behalf of everybody. You guys have just been so loving and giving the past couple years. And so I'm so excited to just start a new family, you know, and extend our family even more. But we love you guys so much, and we're excited for this next chapter and what God has for both of you. We're excited for you guys to have all the babies, and but truly, we love you guys, and there's no one else for Lorin except for you. And so I thank God that it was you from the beginning, and I thank God that you came over here and you had to do your thing to find, you know, your Josh. And so we love you guys so much, and we're so excited to celebrate you tomorrow. And yeah, I love you both. Love you guys.
Cheers.
One thing in this world that's perfect in my eyes. It's my low. I'm her aunt. I'm her older aunt. Yes. And I always tell everyone if there's one thing that I see Lorin as, it's perfection. She did everything right. She has friends that I didn't know she had or could have. It's really weird. But with that said, I just want to say thank you to Josh, to all of the friends, to Sabita, because when Lorin came to college, there was like a little thing inside. It was like, my low is gone, you know, and I didn't know where you really were or like what you were doing. But obviously you were on a journey to get here. And the journey brought you Josh. It brought you all your friends from church. It brought the coffee shop. It brought Sabita. And all these things that you were looking for. And I'm so happy for you. I don't know. It's just amazing. It's anointed.
I also am not the best at public speaking, but here I am.
And I'm a big crier. So
Yeah.
if I say more than 2 sentences, big success.
But all I can turn
So I'll film. What's up, everybody? Do some videos. Hey, it's not about us. It's about Josh and Lo.
Stop recording.
Well, I want to know. We need content.
I'm recording.
Should we stand by them, behind them?
No.
That one got his cousins. Riley, my wife. Cousin-in-law, I guess.
Josh is not his.
Anyways, I didn't have anything planned. I should have, because that's what you do at rehearsal. But I didn't get to make a speech, but I'll just go off the dome. You know, why not?
Off the dome.
Josh, what can I say about this guy? I tell him this all the time. He's one of those people who us specifically will argue, we'll banter and fight 1 minute, and then literally 2 seconds later we'll be fighting or we'll be laughing. We can just jump that those boundaries so quickly. And that's something that I cherish with us. He's just a little brother that is just always there for me. He's grown into a good, God-fearing man. I'm just very impressed by the man that you've grown into be. I know that your dad would be very happy, very proud of the man and it came down. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to say. So many memories, so many laughs. I have so much content of this guy from when he was 6 years old because I filmed everything in our family. So, he's crazy now, but you should have seen him back. Imagine him now, but just this little chubby little kid. He wasn't even that chubby. He wasn't that chubby. It's okay. I don't want to get canceled for this. No matter what, he looks like everything. Everyone's beautiful.
Everyone's beautiful.
Yeah, sorry. This is why I need to write things down. I can't just talk about it. Anyways, my point is he's always been this little goofy kid. And he's always been just a comedian of our family, all our cousins, the Prodosons, as we come to be called. And yeah, like I said, he's always been that kid, and you guys all know him as that funny, lovable guy, but he's also just, I don't know, I'm just really impressed. I learned so much from him. I'm 31, he's 23. Yeah. And I'm always learning from him every day. He's always the most loyal guy that there is. And I love you. We don't really get sappy like this very often. But like I said, we give each other crap all the time. We always see each other, but I will say this today. I love you very much. I should talk about Lo too. I love you as well. She's actually it's funny because we have the same type of relationship as I have with Josh. We just tease each other. We give it to each other back and forth. She's like a little sister. Love our relationship. Even from the beginning, I knew you guys just compliment each other so well, and you still do that. And I know that God's gonna need you guys so much together as man and wife, and we can't wait to see everything He's gonna do in your marriage. Yeah, love you guys. I feel like there's more I can say, but I'm just scrambling thoughts. But I guess you could. Do you want us to speak?
For sure, not only do I get the pleasure of calling Josh and Lo cousin-in-laws, but I also get to call Lo my coworker, which is so fun. And she's probably super annoyed with me because every time anyone walks in the door at Kajabi, I'm always like, "Do you know Lo? She's awesome, and she's also my cousin." And it's really been such a fun season getting to see your beautiful face every morning as I walk in. I'm so honored to be here. Josh, you are like a little brother to me. I just love seeing the man that you've grown into. I've known you for now 10 years, and it feels like a lifetime, but really, truly love seeing you two together. Stevie and I talk about this all the time. We've been only married for just about 5 years, but we are already learning so much from you two and your marriage. Lo, the way that you speak to Josh, the way that you love him, the way that you, I was gonna get emotional. Just the way that you guys both treat one another, and the Lord's presence is so evident between you two, and so we're really honored to do life with you and to love on you, and we're thankful for this entire family and for Lo's family. Welcome. We're crazy, but you'll fit right in. And just thank you for having us here, and we love you. We're praying for you, and over this next season, we know you guys are going to be the best married couple, and it's crazy how you already look married. It's just crazy, so we love you.
Actually, wait, one thing I'll say about them too is that I want to say this, but I couldn't think of it. They're very they play very well. That sounds really weird, but they're like I think the most important thing in like marriage and love is like laughter. Like never lose that giddiness, and like you guys just always are like just laughing, and like you just have like the best time. You have so much fun together.
That's good.
I think that is like a key in like a long, happy, healthy marriage. Dating. You guys do it all. You do it so well. So
That's kind of Stevie.
we're happy to walk alongside you in marriage, and we love you guys so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Sabina and Santi, for having us for Caitlin. Josh, I haven't seen Lauren smile so much today. It's because of you. Yeah, thank you guys. I want to make a special thanks to Stevie Fernando for making all these videos, because when I miss her, I look at those videos and she's so beautiful. I just can't believe how blessed you are to love my Josh. I haven't shown one emotion during this time. I'm excited. I'm like, don't know. I'm also confused. And I have so much more to say tomorrow. Don't worry. Another of the brides will be great. But I couldn't hold it in because look at all of this. Such a beautiful thing. You're so true. You're such a strong spirit. Josh, I love you so much. You know how to take care of me. You really do. I can sleep at night because of that. I don't check on your location because you don't I mean, when you were in college, I was like watching Dateline too much. Right now you're gonna get kidnapped from all the other ladies. You guys, have surrounded her, and oh my God, it all just happened so fast. And the thing that stands out to me the most about you is how beautiful you look. I just can't imagine you looking as beautiful as you do tomorrow. What's going to happen to me then? I don't know. But Josh and Lorin, I already know God is in this. And you guys are going to have a beautiful life. And I'll save the rest for tomorrow. I just love you both so much. Yeah, thank you guys. You always did special. You did also special. So love you. Bye, Stevie Fernando.
Love you both. This is amazing. I'm Justin. I'm Lauren's cousin. Josh, you're so cool. one of the greater frustrations I've had with Lorin recently is, and by recently it's going to be a little while ago, we knew about Josh for quite a while before we got to meet Josh. Whenever we would see Lorin, anybody sitting on his table, it would be, when do we get to meet Josh? And we go, I don't know. I'm not sure. And so I'm really frustrated you were gatekeeping him. Yeah, Josh, you're incredible. I feel like I've gotten to know you a little bit, and I really look forward to getting to know you more. I think you can really tell the authentic traits that you both have, because you're hearing like the same things from everyone, and all these people are here because they love you so much and you pour into them so much, both of you, and that's so sweet and special. Knowing that both of you have such loving families who you've gone through so much with, I really look forward to when you two have a family of your own, and you both just continuing to love on all these people who need it so badly from you both specifically. And just listening to all you talk, what I kept thinking was like, this is one of those times where I think of you both as like literally, you know the term, a match made in heaven, and that's what you both make me think about. You're a match made in heaven. And so I'm so excited for you both. I'm sure it's already been a fun weekend for you and week. And tomorrow's going to be great. I'm very excited for you. Cheers to Lorin.
I look so forward to really getting to know you so that I can meet you guys. You've been trying forever and ever. Lorin, my Valentine. No mistake that we were born on the same day, right? I'm thankful to God for everything that He's brought you through. I'm thankful to God for the times that you've lived with me, you've shared, we've prayed, we battled in the spirit, so many things, so much. School.
Cheers.
Husband Josh. I hate public speaking myself.
Especially the teacher.
I'm a teacher. And I wasn't playing the same thing, so I'm using my notes. But we met Josh and Lorin in college, and Josh was their boss, I guess. You were their boss, right? Yeah. He was your boss, and then Josh's boss again. And I just always heard about you guys, and I didn't know, like, did we meet at Biola?
I think so.
But everything was like through him, and I remember he'd always say like, you and Lorin should talk, like, you're really similar, and Lorin and I met each other, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're the same exact person. But I have just loved like getting to walk through each season with you guys. We were the small group leaders at church. You guys were dating, and then getting to talk through being engaged and now being married. I just see so much strength in you guys, and you guys have really sought like what the Lord wanted. Even when we would have wanted to turn faster or sooner, or all of those things, I think you guys have just been so patient and done things so intentionally. And Josh, I love a lot of qualities in you that I also love in Josh. But I love your joy, and everyone can speak for you being just such a wonderful, heard her say anything negative about you. And something that I really am praying for you guys in your marriage is that you continue to adore each other and compliment each other and build each other up. And just remember you guys are on the same team.
on a Wednesday. We go to the same church as them, and we had a young adult event, and it was a time of worship. And I'm on the prayer team, so I stand up front, and if people want prayer, they can come up front, and I pray for them. But you guys don't know this yet. But that night, as like our prayer team was meeting, and I was just thinking about the time of prayer and the time of worship, and as those two walk into the event, I just greeted them, said hi, and then the entire night, I was thinking, I'm gonna pray for Josh and Lorin tonight, even if they don't come up. And so the time came and during worship. They hadn't come up yet. I was praying for other people, but I was looking in the crowd for them. I was like, where are these sitting? Just to lay eyes on them and then go pray for them. And I kept opening my eye or closing my eyes and worshiping and opening. And then one time I closed my eyes and said, okay, after I open my eyes, I'm gonna go to them and pray. And I opened my eyes and they are already walking towards me. And that just wrecked me. It just showed so much of who they are as a couple and who they are together, of desiring the Lord together and desiring to grow together. And just being able to pray for them was just the biggest honor and privilege for you guys. And that is just also just a testament to show that God is dead center in the middle of you guys. And everyone else has said it, but yeah, the way you walk in faith and the way you live a faithful life and a faithful relationship will go so far, and it won't be broken ever. And so that's just awesome. And yes, I've known both of them for a while, for a long time, like 5 years maybe. Before they were dating, they're both on my staff at school, and Josh was super shy. Even John, his older brother, who was board with me, we were talking about who should be on our staff, and I asked John about his little brother that was coming up, and John said he's really quiet, he's really shy, but once he gets comfortable, he'll be awesome. And so I trusted him. I don't know about shy, but I trusted him, and the rest was history. And yeah, Josh, you're a people gatherer, and you're a leader, and you've been taking a front seat to see you grow so much too. Such a powerful but gentle leader, and for Lorin and for your boys over here and your coworkers, it's amazing. And Lorin, you ground Josh like no other, and I know that because you guys are very similar in training grounds, and me and Josh are pretty similar. So we're super excited for you guys, and we're so honored to be here, be with you guys, and be a part of it, and just to continue to be a part of it after tomorrow. And we know that you guys are gonna change the world together. So we love you guys.
Josh's 12,000 roommates in college at the same house. Just want to start by saying wherever Jason and John are, You're welcome. Josh approached me earlier and asked if I want to be best man. I'll do that for you, brother. So, want to set the record straight. That's not a joke either. That actually happened. You could tell the details of Josh. Yeah, I didn't really plan what I was going to say up here, but I want to say Josh and Lorin. I'll go with just Josh right now. Josh, first of all, you look like absolute twins right now. You're glowing. I just love you with all my heart. You're one of my best friends. A few things that Josh and I have bonded over. Early, like the first thing that Josh and I ever bonded over was like Kobe in the NBA, Ariana Grande, and putting Nutella in shakes. It was like the first few things we ever bonded over. And I think that's just like perfect for how our friendship is going, because we're just like goofy with each other always, but then also we can just like be so real and stay up till 6 a.m. on multiple occasions, just talking, while obviously he wasn't in the room. If he was there, he would have told us to shut up. So whenever Augustine wasn't there, me, Josh, and Elijah would have a heyday. Stay up till like 7 a.m.
I just hear Lorin.
But to this day, it's still like the same way. So like daring and so willing to give your advice and just like lead by example. And the two of you have really shown Maddie and I, my girlfriend, like a great example of what it is to be in a God-fearing relationship and just a good relationship in general. Which has been a huge help. And you both always so willing to like help. Just like help with the ideas, like give advice because we didn't think we needed it, and it's always been so helpful. Yeah, I love you. I could stay up here for 12 hours and talk about everything that I love about you. For the people, I'm not gonna do that. But also, if any of you know me, you know that I'm hashtag Team Low. Just like Josh is a brother to me, Lorin, you love sis. Always will be love sis. Even though they might be like 2 years older. Always, no matter what. It could be about anything. The first thing we say to each other is usually something to like attack each other. But it's so good, and you're something that I've been able to be comfortable with right away. Like I kind of met you and Josh at the same time, really, because it was in Austin you guys started dating. But like, yes, I am the glue to your relationship. Like I've always been such a great third wheel. He said it himself, like, hey, that's so cool. But
not too good with words. I'm not a very person to express, how I feel or anything like that. But Lord knows. But you know what? I think as a parent, the thing you want for your kids is just for them to be happy, successful. I brought my kids up to be tough the way I know how to be. Very independent, very strong-willed. And I think what I want for my kids, all of them, is just to be happy. And I guess through, I brought them up in church, so they've always known Jesus, and that's the prime thing. That's the main thing that you want to instill in your children, is to have the love of Jesus in them, because without that, no matter what they do, no matter what direction they go, they'll never lose sight of Him. Somehow, they'll pull them back somehow. And that's been my prayer. As I've gotten older, I do less things. I'm a homebody now. I stay at home. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go into my garage. I work out. And as I'm working out, my prayers are for my kids constantly. Just that, that they find Jesus, that they know Jesus, have that relationship with Jesus, because there's the way the world's going, the way things are. There's no other way around it. And for me, it's just wanting my kids to be happy, and that's my prayer. And, Josh, I just want to, thank you. I've never seen Lorin so happy. We talk on the phone a couple times a week, not much, a couple times a week when we do, it just, just hearing the difference from her when she was younger and just seeing her until now, the happiness she has, and she was pretty sheltered. She didn't have a lot of friends. She didn't have a lot of people. She did not have a lot of friends. But coming here and seeing, the relationships that she's had and built, and hearing everybody here, for a father, it makes me happy. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you for the direction you're going, finding Josh, and I just wish you continued happiness, and in marriage you're gonna struggle. There's times where you don't know what to do, but it's always focused on Jesus and have him the center of your relationship, because with him there's always a way. And you've got good friends to rely on, and that's another important thing. That's why he put you in here. He knew what you needed. So Josh, I want to thank you for taking care of my daughter here, and I look forward to tomorrow and in the future, and nothing but happiness and success for both of you. Thank you very much. And everybody here, want to thank you for being part of their lives and helping them, guiding them to the way they need to be in the direction they need to go. So that's me. Thank you.
Spilled a little on my very nice garb here, so yeah. Thank you. Sorry, Erica. But yeah, I just had to come up and say some words. I didn't know we were doing open mic things. This is kind of fun. We're all kind of saying whether we like public speaking or not. I'm comfortable right now. But I gotta say, Caleb, you reminded me, I also had a rough first impression of John. We're very different in a lot of ways because, yeah, one of my least favorite things about Viola was that every time you're walking around, everyone's having to say hello and like, oh, what's your name? Like, it's like super. It was anxiety inducing for me because I'm super bad with names. Like, my memory is shot. And, some people know. Okay. And so then Josh, of course, doesn't like that at all. So, like, I don't know. He told me that a little bit later, but he's just like, man, I didn't like you. I was like, what? I didn't even know.
She's the only one who can love and yell at them like I do, and they will take it. She lived here for many years and then moved. She and her husband pastor a church in Buffalo, New York. And so when we were praying about this, I really, really wanted to do an Indian kind of a get-together for Josh and Lorin, and nothing seemed to be working out. And then just about 3 weeks ago, I remember texting her saying, I really, really want to do this. Are you going to Canada? Can you do a little shopping for me? So she called me early one morning and we shopped over the phone. She was walking from one store to the other, picking out their outfits, and all this came about. We just switched menus, switched everything, and made it Indian, and this is such a beautiful evening. Thank you so much. I'm going to have her say a few words, whatever the Lord leads, and then I'm going to have her pray over Josh and Lorin, and while she does, I would like all of us to stretch our hands towards them and pray along. So even before they say I do tomorrow, I believe that the Holy Spirit will be with them, on them, and not just on their wedding, even more in their marriage, that they will continue to be a witness. Even now, as young as they are such role models, I think, and I believe as we undergird them with prayer, even before they say I do, and hold each other's hand, we will bless them and send them to the altar. Yeah?
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Joshua's father's side and mother's side, there's another aunt here. We welcome you all here. And knowing the grandparents, two of us are here as witnesses, I and myself. When the mother, Savita, came as a brand new bride to this home, at this home, and now the dream of the father, Vijay, was 5. And so we had the miracle. Joshua was there as he was a baby and brought up. I know Mother will share all the little stories tomorrow when it's her turn to share. But God has a plan. God has a purpose. And I just listening to all of you young couples here, and youngsters from. I've been to the Biola missions when the boys were part of the missions team, and I know the depth that you would have walked if you had wanted to. So did you hold on to the Lord when He gave you a chance in your college life, in your young life? As much as you hold on to Him is as far as you can run. And that we are, as elders, that's what we can say, that has kept us going and still keeping us going. And there's nothing, a day can go by where I can say I've learned everything and I'm just going to experience it. It's a learning. This life is a journey till you meet the Savior, the one who created you. And that's the pure joy of walking in the life with Christ, our Savior. While we were praying, many stories are out there to share with, but I'll stop with this. Has everybody shared? Anybody else who want to share your thoughts? Thank you. So I'll continue. As young as he is, I was carrying him. He was a year and a half old. Carrying him in my hand, looking over the grave of the father as he was put down, wondering, Lord, what are we going to have? What are we going to help this mother with 5 children? And the younger 2, still so young. And the mother made a decision at that time. Lord, I'm not going to question you, but I'm going to trust you. You have a better way. You're going to lead and guide. And this what happens when somebody trusts, put their complete trust on the Lord who created them. And it is possible to see such a caliber of young man and a young woman coming out, trusting the Lord. There's no other way. As the parents and uncles and aunts, we know as elders, there's not a perfect way. There's not a perfect person out there. But with Christ by our side, we are a work in progress. And that is something that we can leave behind with you too. And all the young couples, I'm so excited. All these babies are all grown up and married in this last term. As I was praying for Justin Lorin, Lord placed in my heart, He requires of very little. All that you have spoken is what God has done in and through them, for them, around them. That was the goodness of God, His mercy and His grace. But there's something that the Lord requires of you. And in Micah chapter 6 verse 8, I'm sure some of you know and maybe have preached on that, but I just want to remind you. While we were praying for them and the word, and Lorin said, just going deeper in the word is my desire. Trust the Lord in the things that are ahead. The wife to be. Those were her words, and that was wonderful for me to hear them. In Micah chapter 6 verse 8 it says, He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? Very simple. To do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your Lord. If you can do that with the Lord, how can you walk justly with the Lord, love mercy with the Lord, and walk humbly with your God? First, it's your relationship with Father, God, through the Son who gave His life, with the help of the Holy Spirit as you walk. Without those, we can stand here and tell you, every day we don't have the Holy Spirit helping us, we stumble and fall. We can't walk justly. As a husband and wife, as you walk in your journey, justly, you need to give her what is due to her as a husband. Loving mercy. She may not deserve it at that point of any argument, any day, any issue. But you show mercy because she deserves it. God has brought you this way into your life, your partner, your life partner. Because you leave home and you become one. This is a covenant you make with God. And then how we walk humbly. If you will only trust each other, can you walk humbly? When you trust the Lord, when you trust each other. I just spoke to Josh about it. We say we trust the Lord, we do. I trust you, I believe you will do it. Trust is a word. It's not just a noun there sitting there. It's an action. It will be tested through fire. Trusting someone with something, trusting someone into your life will be tested through fire, the Lord says. So then are you ready to walk through the fire? It's not going to be easy. But He says, I'm with you. I'm with you always to the utmost parts of the earth, to the end of the earth, He is there with you. God is not a liar. Man lies, we use our circumstances to get our will done. God doesn't. So if you can do these three things with the Lord who has given you everything that is good, then every day is a journey. Every day is a journey. Every step in your milestone. And it's a tapestry of life. But at the end of the day, when you take your last breath, it doesn't matter how long you have. Because for Vijay, Joshua's dad, he took his last breath very young. But God fulfilled all his desires. He was effective in his life. Though he many times he had spoken, I wish I had done this, I wish I had done that. All that God fulfilled in their children's life through his wife and his children. Bringing the broken pieces together. God put them together. Not their life. I'm talking about the rest of us around them. God did everything Chiki had, or Vijay had in his heart to do. Though his life was very short. So the days are numbered by God. But how effectively we move through that is because, I'll say it again, He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. So may the Lord, as your elders have shared so many Bible verses, and it's a story. If you go back and listen to the videos, each one shared a verse. It's a step in, there were 3 stories. This is the 3rd one to complete. And thank you, Aunt and Grandma, for sharing the word as life. And we pray the best for Jesus. We'll always be there cheering. And we love you, Lord. Looking so beautiful today, and so proud of you both for all the testimonies that I've heard. Our little fellow is all grown up. So we trust you with our son here. Yeah? God bless you both. Let us pray.
Thank you guys so much for being here. It's crazy. Everyone, all the words, all the prayers, the love, we definitely felt it all this past few weeks, past few months. It's surreal. We're overwhelmed with love and support from you guys. I can honestly say like one thing about like each person here, how you've impacted us or individually. I can go on. And we're just so blessed to have you all. Even as people were talking, a few people said that I was shy. I do want to address that. That was true. But it was so weird, and I think I want the point I want to come across is that God has like really brought me out of that, and me doing this high school days, Sarah knows, she knew doing high school, would like never do anything like that, and that's just all like glory to God. I like even just like seeing everyone here today, I prayed for like so long for community and just lifelong friends from college or just in life in general, and like that's literally what I have here today, and it's so crazy. Like I don't have any words to describe how thankful I am to all of you guys. Seriously, I literally like wanted this my whole life, and I have it, and it's just the best. So I love you guys a lot. I can't wait to celebrate tomorrow.
Processed until right now, so thank you. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm very nervous. I haven't read my vows, so we're gonna do that later. But yeah, I'm just really excited, and I'm really grateful, and all your words like mean a lot. So yeah, processing. But thank you. Love you all. Sorry.
Cool. You guys have more food? Dessert? Just me. Have fun, everyone.